Alright everybody, welcome back to another video. So it's the first game of the season. It's Sunderland versus Wigan. It's the return of Charlie White and Co. Saturday 3 o'clock kick-off at the Stadium of Light. But just before I get into this, I'm going to give you a very ambitious like target on this video. I haven't done this for God knows how long. Can you smash the thumbs up and let's get to 100 likes on the first match preview of this season. It'll be much appreciated. Also, if you comment below your score predictions, even if you've never done it before, just go into the comment section, comment below your score predictions, and in the next match preview I'll have your name in the scroll below. So with that out of the way, subscribe and all. But we'll talk about Sunderland on Saturday. In my opinion, it's going to be a very hard game. You've got Charlie White there, we've got Max Power. I think Max Power will get a warm reception of the Sunderland supporters, as he did leave on good terms. In my opinion, he thanked the club, the supporters, where he said that the Sunderland supporters are not as bad as what some people make out, which was a nice touch. And he really thanked the school where his sons were. So I've got nothing bad really to say about Max Power apart from his 93rd minute strike at the last game of the season, but I think that's just tongue in cheek. And like I was saying, Wigan have recruited well in this market. They have, I'm not going to lie, they've recruited well. They've signed a lot of Sunderland, ex-Sunderland players. A lot of people will say that they did fail to get us promoted, but they still recruited well. And what's to say that them players will not dig a job for Wigan where they couldn't for Sunderland. But moving on to Sunderland, on the pitch, I'm very happy with the Sunderland team, the way they're playing at the minute. Dan Niels, he's went into the left back spot, and he's done a job there, and he's fitted in very comfortably. Same with Winchester at right back. I know we didn't want to see midfielders playing in defence, but where they've had to come in and dig a job for Lee Johnson, they're digging it well at the minute. And Doyle, 17-year-old, I kind of understand and believe that kid is 17. He's 6'3", he's built like a brick shit house, and he's a really good player and a class prospect for us going forward in the later stages of the season. And I think we can bring him on in his career really well for Man City. Hopefully we're going to try and make some sort of deal happen. I know we're only like pre-season in, I'm jumping the gun a little bit, but he does look really good. He even bailed Flanagan out in the past couple of games. Flanagan for me can be a liability, and I'm just putting that down to match fitness and not up to scratch with the speed of the game. That's all I'm putting that down to, and hopefully he can prove us wrong and he can start playing a little bit better than what he has been doing. The goalkeeping spot for me, this might surprise some, but I'm going to say Patterson. He's had more minutes than Lee Burge in pre-season, and I think Lee Johnson is looking at Patterson to be his number one. Excitement probably's got the better of him when he was sprinting out of his off his line, and he did come out a bit too far, and the striker did get in front of him, and if the ball didn't go wide, they could have had a one-on-one with a goal. But nonetheless, if he just calms down a little bit, I think he will nail that first spot down. But for me, the most exciting place on the pitch has to be the midfield. Evans has looked outstanding in defence. He's an upgraded version of Grantley, a bit like I was saying in a previous video. He's got more pace about him, and you know, he has looked really good in pre-season. Didn't get us wrong, pre-season's a different kettle of fish to the league. There's a lot less pressure. There's going to be a full packed stadium there on Saturday, I hope. And anyway, I think they were saying on the Sunderland Twitter that 48,000, but there's nowhere near going to be that, let's be honest. And at 30 quid a pop, I can't see. I think that's going to put a few of the not so hardcore fans off, but it's going to put a few off. But like I was saying, Evans is looking a really good player in just him sitting in front of that defence. And with him sitting in front of the defence, it gives 09 and it gives Elliot Embleton a lot of licence to get further forward, and that's where I would love to see Elliot Embleton. He's done really well this pre-season. He's got amongst the score sheet and assists, and the way if you just go back and watch against Hull, the way he put that ball through to Ross Stewart, it was outstanding. It was like a killer pass. It ripped the defence in half and got the ball straight to Ross Stewart's feet. And 09, he's looked so solid, full of energy. That energy we missed in the midfield last season, and so far him signing that new contract, I think that must have been in his contract where I didn't want to play in defence. I want to show you what I've got in midfield, and in pre-season he has done that for me. Then we're moving further up the pitch. You've got McGeady, and I'm going to see a Gooch on the right. Diamond has come on. He is full of energy, but instead of knocking the ball past the defender and just taking him on, he kept cutting inside, and then he would lose the ball or he'd come backwards. And for me, that's so frustrating to watch. Where Gooch, I know he cuts inside, but he does drop his shoulder a lot and he does big plays. And in pre-season, before he got his little knock, he was looking really good. And obviously one of the best players in the league last season. Ian McGeady, he got all them assists for Charlie Wyke, and a lot of Wigan supporters might find that out, that Charlie Wyke, if you didn't get the service to him, and I mean literally on his head, he'll not get as many goals as what you think. But I hope I'm wrong, and just for the Saturday's game, I hope he's gone on and do well this season, obviously with excellent players there. I hope they do well. So I'm moving on to Ross Stewart. I'm very positive with Ross Stewart being our number one striker up top, going into the new season. He's obviously 6'5". He's very mobile. Do you know, when the ball came into his feet from the pass off Elliot Embleton, Charlie Wyke would have bounced off him. Well, with Ross Stewart, he's control that ball, and then his precision to pour it in the bottom left hand corner. It was outstanding. He showed so much composure in that, a little bit of movement, and I do believe Ross Stewart will easily get 20 plus goals. I'm going to get out on a whim, put my neck on the chopping board, and I want to say he will get 20 plus goals. So moving on to Charlie Wyke and Wigan. Charlie Wyke, if you get the service to him, and I mean absolute top draw service to him, he will get you the goals. The first 2 seasons he didn't do it for Sunderland, and he only scored 9 goals in 2 seasons for us. And alarm bells should ring for you, as he hasn't scored in pre-season for Wigan. And I seen a Wigan supporter tweet, he's very nervous about them because he's stuck in the mud, basically. That's what he was saying on Twitter. But if you can get the service to him on his head, he will score goals. Aidan McGeady was a lot. He had a lot to thank him for, because 14 of them goals came from Aidan McGeady, and it wasn't just literally Charlie Wyke had to do a lot of work to find that cross. It was put on his head, and he did take his chance, and he did have to put it in the back of the net at the end of the day. And if you get the service to him, Charlie Wyke will score goals. I have every bit of confidence in that, and I think Wigan will do well this season. I'm not going to lie, I really do. Max Power, like I was saying previous, he said a really good thing on Twitter about Sunderland and its supporters, so I think he will get a good reception saying that. And he left on good terms, in my opinion. Charlie Wyke, he just says thanks for the people who support us, and that was it. So I cannot see Charlie Wyke getting a good reception, but I can see Max Power getting one. And obviously you look like Wigan's gone to be signing Jordan Jones. On his day, Jordan Jones is unplayable. He's unplayable. His little drop of the shoulders to beat the defenders, and he can turn a player inside out. But sometimes he does go missing in games. He'll have a class 2 or 3 games, and then all of a sudden you'll not see him for ages. So just be a bit cautious of that. And you know, I didn't expect him to be like top draw every single game. But my score prediction, actually before I do that, this is my lineup. I'm going to go on Patterson in goal, left back Dan Neil, centre backs are going to be obviously Doyle, no question about it. He's been outstanding this pre-season. And then this one, I know Flanagan's had more times than Bailey, more minutes on the pitch than Bailey Wright, and Bailey Wright has been linked with a move to Wigan, believe it or not, as well. So with that being said, I'm still going to go for Bailey Wright. I think Flanagan's got too many mistakes in him. Right back, Winchester I think's been doing well pre-season at right back, and I think that's where he's going to play, in that spot. Obviously if he picks up an injury, we can get Gooch to play at right wing back, because he's played in that position a few times before. In the midfield, Corey Evans sits just in front of the back 4, and then in front of him I'm going to have Luke O'Nien and Elliot Embleton, who's been outstanding this season, pre-season for me, outstanding. I just hope with God we can get him nailed down a new contract, give him what he wants. No fannying about like Sunderland have been dealing with signings this season where they've dropped through, and also that quick mention, that Tony Gallagher signing. Jesus, it was more or less over the line, and then apparently a new left back, which I think it's Denver Hume, has become available. And you know, I think it's going to be him who's going to sign. I hope I'm wrong, but you know, I think it's going to be. And I've got a funny feeling Hume's injury will miraculously disappear after he gets announced. But that's just tongue in cheek. Anyway, further in front of them three, like in front of them and three, it's going to be on the left hand side, no question about it. Aidan McGeady, the 5-star skiller, comes into the team. I know I think he had a bug along with a few other Sunderland supporters. So for me, he hasn't had as many minutes, but you know, I didn't think we want to risk him in the whole game. So and we'll come through on that 2-1 win. I'm still going to put Aidan McGeady in there with Ross Stewart up top and then Lyndon Gooch on the right hand side. Fingers crossed we can get the win. I'm going to go for a Sunderland 2-1 hard game, but a 2-1 win to us. Subscribe if you haven't. Hit the thumbs up, and I'll see you on my first match vlog after the game, about 6 if I can try and get up quick. Come back on then, and I'll see you there.